My friend Matt found this 1970s futon in the back of a U-Haul and he wants me to reupholster it for him, but really what it's going to take is rebuilding it because it smells way too much like cat pee to leave the original foam in there.
My $2,000 house is getting a new couch!
I would love to get a before photo of me on it, but it's literally, I will not sit on it. It's so gross. There's cat hair all over it and it kind of smells like cat pee. The plan is to reupholster, but we'll probably have to just rebuild the whole thing. I don't think we can keep the foam that's inside there. I think it's just, it's so old and it smells gross enough that if I'm ever gonna sleep on it, I would want the foam replaced, you know? We're starting underneath the couch because there's all these metal grommets holding it in place that we need to remove. That way we can release the couch from the metal structure. I also went through and took photos of all the underneath side of the couch. I'm not gonna reassemble it today, and so I'm not gonna remember how it's put together. There's also some really heavy duty black straps that go across the beams, I think to give the cushion some support in the center. So we will have to replace those at some point, and I don't know necessarily what we wanna do. Matt said that he might bring some wire and he might just wire it up. Thank you, Ray-Ban, for being my eye protection today. Ow. I have the whole edge release now, but what I have to figure out is how this metal hardware comes up like the back of the futon when it's in couch form, and when it's in bed form, it lays flat. They probably slid this on and then just snugged up the sitting portion of the couch. So I think if I get this to lay flat, I might be able to, let me try this. I know this is not how you do this. It's so much harder now that the cushion is not attached. Yeah. Keep going. I need Matt's muscles. Wow. Okay, I think I figured it out. Okay, there's a whole separate section I have to undo. Yeah, that makes more sense. I have the seated part undone, but now I'm undoing the back side. This is assembled in such a weird way because it's a futon. It's the top half connected and then it's the seat half connected. So when I'm working it backwards, I have to do seat unconnected first and then top unconnected. Whoa. Hold it. Yeah, let's go. Now we move on to phase 2, which is disassembling all of the fabric so I can create a pattern to cut my new fabric. Ew. Okay, I've decided first step is separating the foam, and it feels so gross. I'm popping off all of the buttons. We're gonna replace the foam. This is too gross. It's a 4-inch foam as the base, and then the top is 1 or 2-inch foam that kind of wraps around and makes the edge nice and rounded. I should take some measurements of this before I throw it away. And now I can throw them away, which feels awesome because they're disgusting. I took a video of how this is constructed so that way I'm not going to mark where my piping is, so I just need to know where the piping is, where piping is not. I also made note this has splits in it for the hardware to go in between, but I'm using a fabric, not a vinyl. The vinyl is strong enough that you can just cut it and it's fine, but because I'm using a fabric as the backing, I noted in my video that I'll probably want to just make this a seam line so that way I can have them sewn together and then finished up here so that way it's a little bit stronger. Otherwise my fabric will probably just continue to rip up. Either that or I need to do a really heavy bar tack there or something to stabilize my fabric. Now I'm going to disassemble, and I hope it's fast because I'm hungry. The time has come to cut out our new fabrics. This is going to be our main fabric, and then this is what we are going to use for our piping trim, and also what we're going to use to replace the leather or vinyl that was on the backside. So this is now going to replace the backside, and the whole exterior of the couch is going to be fabric, no vinyl in sight. This probably looks like so intense, but I'm just taking so many precautions because there's some cat hair on this and I'm like low-key allergic to cats, and it's just so dirty, and so I want to make cleanup as easy as possible. So I have a plastic bag under here and I have another bag here that as I finish with these, I'm just going to put them directly back into the bag, so that way there's like minimal contact with anything here, minimal cleanup that I'll have to do. I want my like stripes to be going this way, similar to how the original is. Not that this material has stripes. From a visual distance it kind of does, and I want it to have that same look. My dad built these tables, and that's how I know they're strong enough to hold my weight. And each of these pieces are meant to be symmetrical. After I cut this piece, I folded it in half to check the symmetry, and we're a little bit off, so I'm just gonna clean it up because that piece has been stretched over time, and so it's not gonna be super accurate, and I would rather make my piece a little bit tighter because I know that that one's been warped and stretched a little bit. I moved on to my second piece. Because this pattern is directional, I want to match it up with the piece that's going to go on the back side that you lean up against, because once it's all put together and when it's laid down on a couch, I don't want that pattern to be disrupted very much. Obviously it's going to be a little bit disrupted because I'm not going to be able to match up exactly these pieces, but I want it to be as minimally disrupted as possible, which means that there's going to be a little bit of wastage over here. But when you're working with a directional pattern, that's just like what you got to do. Okay, that's gonna be good. The only thing we don't have measurements for is the pillowcase. It's not really worth it to disassemble it because this whole piece is one piece and then it's just squares at the end. I'm just gonna take some measurements, draw it out, and I'm gonna add some seam allowance. That will be easier than disassembling this. I started to disassemble it, just like matted in there. I don't know, it's just really difficult to undo. I'm also gonna make sure to add good seam allowance for my zipper here. And hopefully I have enough fabric left because we don't have a ton. 17 and a half, 24 and a half, 6.5 by probably 6.5, one would hope. I mean, close enough, famous last words. And now we can discard this. Oh, sweet, okay. We'll be able to go around this way. Okay, I do need to remember to add seam allowances though. These are almost lined up. I'm just gonna line these up so that I get the same look. Pattern continuity matters. Here's 18. Need to remember to add a 1/2 inch to that. I don't keep saying it, I will forget it. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Those are my pillows, gorgeous. I need 7.5 by 7.5, which is great. I can get them right here. Sick, okay. There we go, let's cut 2 more. I want the panels to match up if I can, and I can. Next, I'm gonna round all the corners of my end pieces because that's gonna make adding my piping a little bit easier for me. We're now moving on to our vinyl pieces, and both of these vinyl pieces have a little bit extenuating circumstances. We're gonna do them a little bit different than we did every other piece. Every other piece we were just able to lay out, cut out the exact same. However, we have this piece that we kind of talked about as we were disassembling. Because we're replacing it with fabric, is we're gonna create seam lines there, which means that we need to split it and add some seam allowance so that way we have the ability, we're not shortening the piece. I'm going to cut that and add some seam allowance. And I'll probably just keep it in one piece, but I'll draw where my seam allowance is so that way it's not actually separate pieces. I can just sew it up. And then this piece, I didn't want to undo both of these godets, so I just undid one. I'm just gonna fold this in half and cut it, and then I'll cut this on the fold. It just makes my life a little bit easier. I don't have to unpick quite as much. Sweet. I have all of my pieces cut out. The only thing I didn't cut out was the fabric for my piping, and that's just because I don't know how close I'm gonna be able to get with my machine, and so I'm waiting until I know exactly the thickness that I need to cut out for bias binding, essentially. And I bought a new machine for this, and I have to learn how to use it before I can do this. So I'm gonna figure out how to use it. I can get rid of these and I can ditch the mask. We're starting on assembly. We do have a little bit of a hiccup because the foot that I wanna use on this machine, I need it to be cut in half. And I tried it on my own, it's not gonna work on my own.
I bought a new machine for this project, the upholstery project, and I need a foot that doesn't have this. I just need like a one-sided foot so that I can get really close to the piping. They don't have the foot that I need, so I'm gonna customize this one with some tungsten carbide drill bits and my nail Dremel. Don't forget your eye protection. Thank you, Jimmy Choo. That's not gonna work.
I would need a full face mask for that. So I'm trying to get in contact with someone who has a machine that they could cut this in half for me so that I can get close enough to my piping. But that doesn't mean that I can't start kind of like putting it together. I'm essentially just going to go through and like baste the pieces together so that way I know where everything goes and I can do some of like the problem solving and troubleshooting now on that. And then once I have this foot on, I'll do like a basting stitch and then I'll go in and do my real stitch to make everything sturdy, get it really close to the piping. So I'm just gonna start assembling and hope for the best. If you build it, they will come type vibes. Pillows, those go separate. Backside, this is the side. Where does this go? Who knows? Okay, this is the top bottom. Okay, these go here. What the frick do these go to? I need to look at pictures. I'm so grateful that I took so many photos of the couch before I disassembled it because this is very confusing. These go here. That wraps around. Wow, these videos are so helpful. Okay, got a good idea. This first pillowcase took me an hour. Really hoping that the second one doesn't take that long. But there was a lot of problem solving and a lot of troubleshooting that went into this one. And it's also the tightest curves I'm gonna be doing. I thought I was doing myself a favor by doing these first, but I do think that that was maybe the hardest part of it. But now the hardest part's out of the way. Excited to stuff these and see what they look like. I'm just gonna stuff everything all at once at the end. I'm gonna do my second pillowcase and then I'll move on to assembling the full couch. Yeah. First things first, we add the zipper to the tube. The next thing I do is I take the end panel and I put the piping around it, and then I'm gonna make tons of measurements. I'm gonna hold it to measure zipper to other end, make a mark here, and then I'm gonna put those two marks together and mark these ends. And then I'm gonna mark in between those because what I'm really trying to mark is my corners. It is helpful to mark the center spots here, but I feel like having center spots marked and corner spots marked help you to get a nice even distribution. Because we're doing especially two ends of it, you don't want this one to be set here and then this one to be set like this, because then your pillow ends up being cattywampus. And then I can set this in and sew around the edge. I'm not trying to get really close to the piping until my last pass pass around, because if I get really close to my piping when I'm making my piping and attaching my piping, and then I don't get close enough on my last pass, you can see some stitches if the piping pulls away from the fabric at all. I'm using these clips and I love it. I don't like using these clips usually for like fine sewing or garment sewing, but for upholstery or bag making, I really love them because this was suck to pin through. So what I've been doing is I've been doing a normal stitch on my Juki, and then I've been going through and doing a much tighter stitch up to my piping with the heavier machine with the heavier duty thread. That heavier duty thread is going to be a lot sturdier, especially when I'm shoving a bunch of cushions in here. It's going to be stronger and sturdier and have a lot longer lifespan, but I only have a like left zipper foot, and so if I want to do this, I have to tuck all of this underneath the throat of the machine, and so it's just a lot easier for me and my muscle memory to do it on my Juki with it facing this way for like a basting stitch essentially, and then I can go do my tight stitch over here. I'm not used to doing it the other way, so it's kind of tough, but I couldn't get my hands on another foot before doing the project, so we're making do with what we have. Both pillows are done. Amazing. Now we can move on to the couch, and that requires some puzzling. It's really gonna require me looking back at the photos that I took. So grateful that I took the photos and videos of how it was assembled, because now that they're cut out, none of it's really making sense to me. So we can work it backwards with the photos and figure out what we do first. If my memory serves me correctly, the back, because it inserts into the base, we'll do the back first, part that you lean against, and then we'll insert it into the seated part to connect the visible seated part to the back of the seated part that you don't see. I know that these go to the top. This is bottom and this is bottom. And I know that I need my piece that has, yep. This is the back side of the back cushion, I think. I'm pretty sure. Let me check the other one. Well, now I'm unsure because this one also has markings. Okay, I need to look back at this. These aren't the notches that I need. So that is the other side, because this is where my godets go in. That's for the bottom. That's a bottom as well. And what we need is this piece, because it has the two areas where I need to come in here and create a little seam line, so that way this can fit over the metal hardware. These are the godets, I'm pretty sure. I really should have freaking labeled these. And then this, who knows what this is? Secrets. Really couldn't tell you what these pieces are. There'll be a nice little surprise for us at the end. We'll figure it out together. Yeah, really no clue. That's okay. And you know what? Maybe they're just scraps. Probably not. So we'll keep them. Probably very intentional. Yeah, I don't mean to speak too soon, but I do think that the pillows were the hardest thing, because the pillows took me like an hour each, and I am cruising through with the assembly of this. I have the ends done, and I'm going to attach them here, and then we'll be able to move on to the bottom side of the cushion. The back side is officially done. I have my slits here for the metal hardware too. Through. And now I need to figure out how to put together the bottom piece. The bottom piece is going to require some godets. Before I insert this into the bottom piece, I need to put a little binding right here. Well, 10 hours later, and we have our upholstery done. I didn't really show you a lot of the process, and that's because I was very puzzled by a lot of the process, and it's my first time doing it, hence why it took so long. Usually I'm a very fast sewer, but when it's the first time I'm doing something, nah, ain't no way. And honestly, I'm not entirely sure it's gonna work. Until we put cushions in it, I'm not entirely sure of anything. I have this all done. The only thing that I have yet to replace is the vinyl. There was like a little vinyl tube on the very front and then on the very back. It was sewn on, and then there were wire pieces that were slid through it, so that way those could hook to the metal frame. So I'm gonna replace those, and then that's the last thing I'm gonna do today. And then tomorrow morning I'm gonna come in bright and early and do the cushions and pack the cushions in, and then Matt's gonna come and he's gonna help me reattach it to the metal frame, which I'm very grateful for. This thing alone is very heavy. I don't have cushions in it yet, and I don't have the metal frame. I've been sweating sewing this thing. It's like really hard to maneuver through the machine because there's so many moving pieces. Well, it's one moving piece, but it's a very heavy moving piece. But I think it's gonna look really good. I have really high hopes, so we'll see. Now it's time to cut down all the foam so that way we can restuff the couch. We were gonna keep the original foam. It smelled like cat pee. We got rid of it and we're putting new foam in. Right now we're cutting out the one that goes on the bottom. So we're gonna cut this down, and then we have almost like a batting material that we're gonna wrap it with to soften the edges and give it a little bit more cushion on top of the high density foam, so that way when you're sitting on it or laying on it, it's a little bit comfier. Ingenuity. The razor blade isn't long enough to get through the 2-inch foam, and so I just have on a little pair of pliers, and it's been awesome. Now that I have both of my base pieces cut, I'm going to use an adhesive spray to adhere them together. That didn't work at all, literally at all. All right, we're gonna have to try something else. The shoe glue, I can literally smell it from here. All right, let's do this. Moment of truth. Now I need to just shave this down.
We're back!
Now we can put the back on and make sure everything's kind of like in place before we, you know?
Oh, it's gonna look so good.
Can I brag for a second?
Yes.
This pattern matchup.
It looks so good. That's like perfect. This feels like a big reveal.
It does.
Like, I'm like, oh, what's it gonna look like? I'm gonna flip it over. I'm so excited. That looks good. That looks really good.
I really hope we got it tight enough.
That looks
Should we flip
really
it up?
good. Yeah.
Wow.
It looks so good.
Wow.
So
Oh yeah,
good.
this is definitely gonna need some support. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'll throw wires underneath there.
Comfy though.
Yes.